Hello, BookTube. Today I have a book haul. I received this morning an order I placed with Powell's, the wonderful bookstore in Portland, Oregon. I have two biographies and two works of history. So, starting with the first biography, this is Marie Antoinette, The Journey by Antonia Fraser. Marie Antoinette, The Journey is the February pick for the book club STD, a booktube book club run by Steve Donahue. So, France's iconic queen Marie Antoinette, wrongly accused of uttering the infamous "let them eat cake," was alternately revered and reviled during her lifetime. For centuries since, she has been the object of debate, speculation, and the fascination so often accorded illustrious figures in history. Married in mere girlhood, this essentially light-hearted child was thrust onto the royal stage and commanded by circumstance to play a significant role in European history. Antonia Fraser's lavish and engaging portrait excites compassion and regard for all aspects of the Queen, immersing the reader not only in the coming of age of a graceful woman, but in the culture of an unparalleled time and place. So I'm really looking forward to this. I have a sweet tooth for royal biographies, and hopefully this will be a wonderful addition. Next up is one of the histories, and sticking with France for this one. This is Paris, 1918, 6 Months That Changed the World by Margaret Macmillan. For 6 months in 1919, after the end of the war to end all wars, the Big Three, President Woodrow Wilson, British Prime Minister David Lloyd George, and French Premier Georges Clemenceau, met in Paris to shape a lasting peace. In this landmark work of narrative history, Margaret Macmillan gives a dramatic and intimate view of those fateful days, which saw new political entities, Iraq, Yugoslavia, and Palestine, among them, born out of the ruins of bankrupt empires, and the borders of the modern world redrawn. So, really looking forward to this. Hopefully, I do not have this. Well, sometimes when I read World War I history, I sometimes get a bit annoyed. I'm not sure why. Next up is the other biography. This is Elizabeth I by Anne Somerset. And there is no information on the back of the book, but obviously this is a massive biography of Queen Elizabeth I. So yeah. And finally, back to history, The Silk Roads, A New History of the World by Peter Frankopan. Far more than a history of the Silk Roads, this book is truly a revelatory new history of the world, promising to destabilize notions of where we come from and where we are headed next. From the Middle East and its political instability to China and its economic rise, the vast region stretching eastward from the Balkans across the steppe in South Asia has been thrust into the global spotlight in recent years. In order to comprehend what is at stake for the cities and nations built on these intricate trade routes, Frankopan teaches us that we must first grasp their astounding pasts. Frankopan realigns our understanding of the world, pointing us eastward. It was on the Silk Roads that East and West first encountered each other through trade and conquest, leading to the spread of ideas, cultures, and religions. From the rise and fall of empires to the spread of Buddhism and the advent of Christianity and Islam, right up to the great wars of the 20th century, this book shows how the fate of the West has always been inextricably linked to the East. So yeah. So really looking forward to these. So again, Silk Roads by Peter Frankopan. Paris 1919 by Margaret Macmillan. Elizabeth I by Anne Somerset. And Marie Antoinette, The Journey by Antonia Fraser. I will be back later this evening with weekly reads, although I need to kind of find out what I'm going to do for today's reading. So I'll report back what that is, along with what all else I read this reading week. So until then, BookTube, thank you. Have a great afternoon and stay safe.